Hi guys, so on Monday the Vice President of the European Commission was speaking to the Northern Ireland Assembly via video call, and he confirmed the kicking of the sausage can down the road. If you remember, the British government begged the European Union to extend the grace periods for another 3 months. The EU said it would take the request on board and get back to Boris Johnson. Well, it looks like the EU will indeed extend the grace periods for chilled meats under the Northern Ireland Protocol. Šefčovič said during his meeting with Northern Ireland politicians in the Stormont's Executive Committee, "I remain confident that we can find a solution within the next 48 hours that will address both sides' needs and concerns." He also told them that he had spent the last number of days consulting with EU member states and the European Parliament. The grace period was due to run out at the end of this month, so just a few days away, and there was the possibility that Boris Johnson's government would unilaterally extend them, breaking part of the agreement, and of course suffering some type of retaliation from the European Union as a consequence. Now, I don't want to put too much emphasis on this, considering how Boris Johnson's administration, his party and Lord Frost have been behaving over the last 6 months, but perhaps there is a realization in government that trying to browbeat or threaten the EU doesn't work, and instead pleading with them might actually have better outcomes. Remember, this is to allow Boris Johnson to implement the checks he agreed to under the withdrawal agreement, so these will have to come into effect if Great Britain continues to diverge from EU standards. Lord Frost last week suggested that the bickering had to stop and that he wanted to reset relations with the European Union. I think any suggestion of listening to the concerns of the unionist community in Northern Ireland are long gone. This is about can kicking with the hope that it will be kicked right into the next parliament. While perhaps Boris Johnson's government is warming somewhat to the protocol, those who voted for Brexit in Northern Ireland are still demanding that it be scrapped. Šefčovič was met with a warm welcome from those parties who were generally against Brexit back in 2016 and understand the value of the protocol. But he received a frosty response from the likes of the DUP, a party who campaigned and voted and still believe in Brexit considering all that has happened. Šefčovič said that he was greatly concerned about the negative rhetoric about the protocol, which is after all an instrument to protect peace and stability. He repeated that both he and the European Union are of course aware of the sensitive and delicate politics in Northern Ireland. This may be played to the British public as a win for Boris Johnson, whatever that means. He threatened the EU and they backed down. However, there seems to be some softening towards the protocol, and while unionists are probably hoping that Boris Johnson will come running to their defence of scrapping the protocol, he will probably do the opposite. Now, don't get me wrong, Boris Johnson will drag his feet when it comes to implementing the protocol, but that is because he's terribly weak when it comes to taking difficult decisions. The can-kicking exercise puts it off for the time being. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?